Okay, so what's up guys, it's Matters, and we're going to be looking at 5 reasons why Fortnite on your phone might actually fail. These are just 5 clear downfalls to using your phone to play Fortnite. Some are more important than others, and this is in no particular order, but let's get straight into it here with the first one. Again, no particular order, but this is a pretty interesting one, and it's a big deal to a lot of people and maybe not to others. This is the general aiming in and using the HUD and just slower reaction times in general. This is more with aiming in and actually getting the kill. So using Fortnite with a controller on the console, Xbox One and PS4, you have a slight aim assist, but it definitely is fairly easy, especially if you're coming from Call of Duty or if you have PUBG on the Xbox One. You're just used to that stuff. If you're playing any sort of first person, third person shooter type game, it's a pretty easy transition, and it works out fairly well. And even if you're transitioning between that and the PC using keyboard and mouse, where there's no aim assist, but the mouse is clearly superior with actually aiming in on a specific target and going for a specific player in a certain area, there's just clear advantages to that as well. And maybe if you like the slight aim assist, console's the place for you. But with your phone, and we don't know exactly how well it's going to perform and how well everything is going to work within your phone, but you have to think, this is an iPhone game. This is a mobile game. If maybe the people that were sort of used to that PUBG knockoff that's on the phone, where you use your phone and you type on the pad and you type all the little buttons and they're all up on the screen, and if you're just used to that style, or if you play like Call of Duty on your phone or whatever other like first person, third person shooter games on your phone, and you're just really used to that stuff, then I guess you'd be fine. But with a lot of other people actually going for the kills and using their fingers on this pad, like let me show you up on screen. Ali tweeted this out because he's doing a Fortnite mobile sort of gameplay video, and look at the HUD and look at this thing, and this goes into the next one as well, which is just general building, and we'll talk about building in a second, but it all really plays into this HUD, which is just it's clearly cluttered, and it's gonna be hard to maneuver, and I guess you can navigate it, you're gonna learn, you're gonna get used to it, but it definitely is a weird transition from the controller and from the keyboard and mouse, which are generally easy to pick up, and they're easy to actually play the game and get kills. Console has aim assist, PC doesn't have aim assist, but they're pretty similar. They're fairly similar. Like, you can switch between them easily, but on your phone, going on your phone like that with the HUD like that, I don't know, man, it's definitely a weird transition. It's a drastic sort of change that you have to make from console and PC, and the HUD plays a huge part into building as well, because building, again, a huge part of the game. And if you think about how quick you need to build when you get into a gunfight and when you see players, and if you think about you're watching Ninja or like Myth or something, how when they see a player, sometimes they build so quickly, they switch in between their weapons, and then all of a sudden they build a tower, and then they switch back to their shotgun, and then they're always switching back to your stairs. Like, you have to switch back and forth if you really want to succeed with the phone, and especially that HUD. And you're on a phone, you're not on a specific keyboard or controller, you're on the same screen that you're using. It's gonna be a lot different with trying to maneuver your actual phone to actually get building properly done. It's a huge part of the game, and if you can't do it quickly and efficiently, then it's not good. You're gonna suck. You're gonna die. So it's definitely going to be weird. And again, this stuff is all stuff that you can overcome. And obviously, if you practice enough and if you're really good at the game, you probably think that this is just normal stuff, like, okay, you just have to learn how to get used to it. But again, if this was between PS4, Xbox One versus PC, then I'd say, yeah, well, whatever, you just have to learn a little bit, because they're fairly similar in their mechanics, and that's that. And although Fortnite is the same exact game on the phone, the way in which you actually play it, and the way in which you actually switch between building and your gun and shooting your weapon and using your weapon and actually moving and aiming your weapon, completely different ways. You're on a touch screen and you're moving with your fingers on the same screen, and you're clicking the different building actual buttons, and you have to click on the screen to like place it. It's such a weird thing. And if, again, I'll put the HUD up on screen one more time. Building, and back to the first one, aiming to get the kills. It's just such a weird thing. So I don't know how that exactly gonna work, how that's gonna work out, and maybe it'll deter people from actually playing Fortnite on the phone. So next one here is the phone itself, too small of a screen. Now, I guess, you know, you're playing on a monitor, you're playing on a TV, and sometimes people say like, oh, you know, the smaller the screen the better, because you can, you know, focus in on your target. That's why all like the gaming pros play on smaller monitors, and you know, that's sort of the terminology and what they do nowadays, and just how to, you know, be good at a game. You have a smaller monitor, a smaller gaming screen, but when you're playing on that small of a screen, it's definitely a different game. It seems like you're playing just almost like a miniature version of the actual game itself. It's just not the same. You have such a small scale of what you're looking at. Like if you think about playing Fortnite and you're moving around and you're looking in the corner, and you see at the top right left of your screen someone in a window sniping you, and you see the bottom left someone behind a pole. But if you're on a phone and you're just looking on your phone, your fingers take up half the screen, the HUD takes up half the screen, and you're looking to find and try to find and kill players, the whole screen is shrunken down to the size of a phone. It's going to be almost impossible to really pinpoint where people are shooting you from, and seeing different players from different locations. Again, it's the same game, and I'm not saying this is like a ported version. Like the quality is probably great, the graphics probably great, but it's just such a drastic change from a normal monitor or a normal TV screen that it's going to be completely different in how you actually, you know, are aware of your surroundings and where you're looking and where you're being shot from. It's just going to be different. It's just going to be harder to see. You're on a phone. So again, with this as well, get used to it, or if you're used to the PUBG mobile version or different games like that, then I guess you're just used to it, and that's just the way it is. But for a lot of people going to Fortnite and they want to play Fortnite on their phone, like on the go, and when they're not at their computer, whatever, it's going to be a completely different change for them. So that's that there. Next one here is sort of, it's interesting because it's not necessarily what's going to happen. I'm just saying in general, when you're playing against PS4 and PC users, or just different users besides mobile, you're going to be outclassed. Now, it's not like it's the whole server. Like the PS4, PC, and mobile servers aren't all together, so you're not always playing with people from these different things, so that just make no sense. You'd just be screwed. But if you join and you're playing with your friends and you're cross-playing, then you'd be screwed, and then it just make no sense. So really the whole cross-play element, it's not the best there, just because of the fact that you're gonna have that one kid, whether or not he's on the mobile in the PC server and he's gonna get screwed, or the PC guy in the mobile server, and then everyone else is gonna get screwed. So, you know, I'm not so sure exactly how it's going to work, and we'll have to see, you know, how they try to balance that. But really, if you're cross-playing, and again, you choose to, you don't need to, but if that does occur, then it's just going to be unbalanced, and you just can't stop that from happening. So that's a problem there. And the next one here is a different one, but it does make sense. Communication in general, like chat systems. You know, PS4, Xbox One, you have your parties, and you talk to players, and then, you know, you have PC, you have like Discord and stuff like that. But, you know, mobile, and I know you have Fortnite game chat, and I guess people, you know, sometimes use game chat for certain situations, but on your phone, it's just not the same. It's just not the same way. There, well, first of all, there's no other real, you know, chat service that you can run in the background. Maybe there is somewhere that you can run in the background. Or maybe you can run the Discord app in the background of your Fortnite game, and then maybe that'll work. Or you can run game chat, and then you put your earbuds in, or whatever, however you want that set up to be. But the chat systems on the PC and the PS4 and Xbox One, just simply superior and easier and more intuitive, and you just have an easier, better experience on the PS4, PC, Xbox One using those chat systems. It'd probably be a bit more work and a bit less quality, you know, on the phone, which makes sense. And it's the phone, like you're playing a game on the phone, so there are obvious downfalls, and it's obviously not going to be the same caliber of game that you're playing on the computer, but it's still fairly high quality, and you can still get with what you get is a free game on the phone. You can play on the go, and that's that. So again, 5 reasons why Fortnite Mobile will fail. I want to make a video also doing 5 reasons why it will succeed, because there are a lot of reasons why it could succeed as well. These are just some downfalls that I see to having Fortnite on the phone. Things, not game-changing things, not things that you can probably get over, but these 5 things might deter people from actually wanting to play Fortnite on their phone. So that being said, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.